There was the girl boss, right? We heard that term, we're familiar with that. And now there's the trad wife. And Gen Zers are ditching one for the other. So let's review. The term girl boss has circulated the internet for a few years. It's used to describe a woman who is successful and ambitious in her career, especially as a businesswoman or entrepreneur. Now, it appears the trad wife, which is short for traditional wife, is the new label to embrace, at least on social media. It describes a married woman who embraces traditional gender roles, and her job is full-time homemaking. As we consider the pendulum shift, it's a natural curiosity, I think, to ask why. We've pulled in Cami Packer. She often writes and shares of her passion, her personal passion for that traditional home and family life. She has some thoughts on this new wave of interest. And Cami, I've been noodling this. Like, it is such an interesting, I mean, this is social researchers trying to crack this open as well. We're not social researchers.
No.
But I'm curious why you think this return to more traditional homemaking.
I think that we live in such a chaotic world, and there's part of us, especially the younger generation, who's done with that, who wants to embrace a more simple life, focused on home and family, focused on embracing their instinct to nurture, which we all have, which we've kind of been told to push that aside and, you know, be the girl boss.
Okay, and that's interesting when you talk about that instinct to nurture or to create something beautiful within the walls of your own home, yet have we been programmed from the outside to want more, seek more? I also found myself thinking, I mean, a lot of these Gen Zers were raised by women who were programmed to be the girl boss a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
And so we often talk about pendulum shifts here on the show. Are we seeing a pendulum shift of, I'm not trying to lay on guilt here, but
no, of course
from
not.
young women who say, I want it to feel a little differently in my home.
I think one generation always learns from the previous generation. We learn, and then that changes. Also, I think they might have seen some burnout that has happened sometimes when women are pulled in all different directions, and they feel like they can't give their best anywhere because of that. Also, I think social media, and this is a big thing on social media, the trad wife movement, and a lot of these women are really strong, capable, wise women, and they create beautiful homes. They spend their lives doing that, and they find joy in it.
Yes, so well said. And you know, the word feminist or feminism is kind of a hot button, because I don't know that, you know, it's come to mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Yes, it does.
But at the heart of it is choice, and that these women are choosing this is a celebration of, I'll say, femininity, just to soften it.
Absolutely.
But it's a celebration of that choice, and I think it is a beautiful thing to see women choosing something that is so meaningful and so worthwhile on their own accord, of their own mind and will. When we say homemaking, some people still, that word still might conjure up this like 1960s woman in a bonnet, right? Sowing the wheat and making the bread. And how would you define a modern homemaker? What does that look like today?
I think a modern homemaker is only half of a team, a partnership. And I keep waiting for the term trad husband to come circulate around, because really, if you're a trad wife, you have to have a trad husband. This is a team. This is a lifestyle that you choose together to live, and it means you bring your very best. Both husband and wife are bringing their very best to take care of each other and to take care of their children if they have them, and their homes. And it's not the woman waiting on the man. It's they're both working together, and they're relying on each other. And I think that's a really beautiful, refreshing way.
I do too. I do too. You know, I love, Cami's my favorite influencer. You have a passion for homemaking.
I do.
You write about it often on Instagram. I'm always inspired by your words. Do you have a definition, like a core definition of what homemaking is to you?
I do. I define homemaking as cultivating a climate where growth can happen. And to me, homemaking is saying, I know life is challenging and I can't solve all your difficulties, but if you are hungry, I have a plate of food for you. If you need clean clothes or a comfortable bed, I can prepare that for you. If you need encouragement or a listening ear, I'm here for you. And you're worth my time, my effort, my love. You can rest here until you're ready to tackle life again.
Oh, I love that, because ultimately the benefit or the end result of homemaking done well is a feeling.
It is.
It's a feeling. It's not a baked cake. It's not a made bed, but it's a feeling.
It's not an aesthetic. Exactly. Yeah, it's a feeling.
You have 3 homemaker values that you live by. First, you like to know the importance of a home. And celebrate that.
I do. We've been called the homeless generation. And then we're not talking about a lack of housing, though we do have that problem, but we're talking about people who have a lack of roots, feeling that they belong. feeling a strong family culture, a strong family identity. And all of those things can come from our homes, and that's where we find that.
It's a source. It's a solution for so much emptiness out there right now.
Absolutely.
Next, take ownership is one of your homemaking values. Explain that.
I love this one. This, to me, taking ownership means we roll up our sleeves and we make home what we want it to be. We don't feel like a victim of work or of our homes or of our circumstances. We say, this is what I've been given. It might be a fixer-upper, it might be a college dorm, it might be a dream house, but we're gonna make the best we can with it.
Finally, you celebrate a word that I think is under-celebrated. It's actually a word when we got married, Mark told me, I feel so content.
Oh,
which
I love that.
I think initially I was like, that's all you feel right now on this glorious day of our love? But contentment is underappreciated, and you believe homemakers choose contentment.
Yes, I love the word contentment.
I do
because
too.
it does feel like a choice, and you can have it in any circumstance. I think the ultimate way to be a rebel in today's world is to choose to say, what I have is enough, and I'm grateful for it. And I think that comes in handy with our homes. We don't all have this perfect home, and we are taught that we need that to be happy, and it's just not true. We can find beauty in any circumstance and any home, and usually beauty is found in the most simple things in our home.
Amen, sister. You are such a great pillar, an example of this, exemplar of this. And where can people read along with the words you share and the passion that you communicate?
That's so nice. I'm on Instagram at Camilla J. Packer.
All right, beautiful values of modern day homemaking, and really interesting to watch the societal shift of younger girls kind of embracing this and turning toward it. Cami, thank you for your thoughts.
Thank you so much.